What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and today I want to talk about vanishing points. Now, let me spell vanishing points. Now, what is a vanishing point? Well, vanish keyword means to disappear. Okay? That's all it means. And what it simply means is the vanishing point is that point where a person can no longer see an object. And it goes something like this. And the most common example of this is a beach. So let's say you have a beach, because usually a beach is where the earth and the sky meet. So let's say you make a straight line here. Okay? All right. This is called the horizon. Okay? That's the horizon. And you have, let's say you have, you have the sky and you have the earth. You are standing on the earth. Okay? Now, depending on your height, because this, the vanishing point actually is not, it changes based on your height. So your height also, and depending on your height and how far you see, like if you see an object, your eyes can see but so far. So if you get all the way to the point where you can no longer see the object, it reaches that point where the sky and the earth meet, where you can no longer see the object. That is called the vanishing point. It's the point where you look you look at the horizon, you can no longer see it. Now, like I said, depending on how high you are, or in more cases how tall you are, the vanishing point can change. The vanishing point is strictly dependent on how your altitude or how tall you are. So if a person is 5 feet tall, their vanishing point will be different from a person who is 6 feet tall. Or a 7-foot person would have a different vanishing point. And the horizon will also change. So if you're in the air, if you're in the airplane, your vanishing point will be different. Okay? Your vanishing point will be different. So if you ever go on a beach and you just stand on the sand and you look straight out, that point where you can no longer see, where you see the sky and the earth meet at the same point, wherever that point is, that's called the vanishing point. Okay? And once you reach that part, you can only see the object. Now, if you want to see the object, you would have to go to a higher altitude in order to see farther. The higher you go, the farther you can see. Okay? So if you want to see more, then you will go. Now, if you're on the ground, it looks flat to you. Okay, the vanishing point looks flat. But the higher you go, the higher the altitude, you'll be able to see the curvature of the earth. Okay? And that's how you know if the earth is round or not. Just go higher in altitude. The higher you go, the more of the curve you see. The lower you go, the flatter the surface is. So if you want to go from flat to curve to more curve to more curve to a complete circle, it depends on your altitude. And the higher you go, your vanishing point will change. Okay? Your vanishing point changes depending on your altitude. So that's how that go. Altitude determines V point. I'll call it V point. Right? Now, That's a natural vanishing point. You also have an artificial vanishing point. That's when, like, when you're doing a drawing or something like that. Like if you're doing, if I were to, let's just say I want to make a vanishing point, right? Now I don't have one, but I want to make one. Let's say I want to make a vanishing point with buildings. Now, I would, depending on how tall I am, it's usually where the eyes are. So put the head here, because the eyes are usually right here. Right, neck. Right? And let's say I'm looking all the way here. But there are buildings here. So the building. So my vanishing point will be right here. It's where the sky and the earth would meet according to my point of view. Okay? And I may put, then you will have the angle. We have a x-axis, y-axis, and the z-axis will be diagonal. So this would be the z-axis. Now, if it sounds like I'm talking about geometry and math, that's because I am. This is pretty much the mathematical application to art, to drawing. So you could put here, all right, and it changes. So you have your horizon is the x-axis. Oops, put it wrong. All right. You get your vanishing point, you just put the y-axis, right? And in between is the z. Okay, so that's pretty much how the vanishing point works. The vanishing point is the point where the sky and the land or the earth meet at the same time. And according to your height, whatever that is, and you can no longer see past that, it's called a vanishing point, because whatever you're looking at will vanish out of your point of view. So vanishing point, that's what it pretty much is. So hope you enjoyed that. A little tutorial on what vanishing point is. And I will be doing another video soon about this, a variation of this, on how to do three-dimensional objects. So look out for that. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And I will catch you all later. Peace.